yourself and tell us what you do here at Philadelphia?
Yes, I am Beth Sandage. I am the art teacher and I also teach robotics.
Okay. So what do you do in robotics and what's some things you've been working on?
Well, our robotics program is mostly centered around the VEX robotics kits, VEX IQ. Okay. And students in robotics learn to build a robot, learn to drive and play a game with that robot. And if we get that far, we will also program that robot to be autonomous to play the game by itself.
Okay, sure. What's your favorite thing about robotics?
I love the technology. I love the building part and watching the students who come up with inventive ways of having their robot interact with the dispensers.
I'm Laura Wiggins and I'm here with the 7th grade robotics student. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Declan and I'm from the robotics team.
Okay, what do you do in robotics class?
Well, we build robots so we can compete. And there's like let's use like teams that we can compete with.
Okay, what's your favorite part about robotics class? Building, you enjoy that?
Yeah.
I'm Laura Wiggins and I'm here with an 8th grade robotics student. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Olivia from the robotics class.
Okay, what are some things you're doing in robotics or some things you've been working on?
Well, we build robots to compete against other schools and their robotics teams.
Okay, what's your favorite part about robotics?
The programming.
Okay. Do you think you'll be doing robotics in the future or something like robotics?
Yeah, actually I do. I think I want to go into engineering, so.
That'd be really cool. Thanks, Olivia.
Yes, so my name is Jacob Ledford, quality engineer at Denso Manufacturing, Athens, Tennessee. Basically, my role is to break stuff, to put it simple. But see what break stuff. We have make a lot of different parts. Use robots to build them, and go through, see how they should be built, make sure they're built to certain specifications, support production engineering, hold many meetings, and just really break stuff down and try and get to the root cause of different issues and make things better.
Awesome.
Then I'm Doug Wicker. I'm the quality manager here. And it's basically the same thing as what Jacob just said. We are designed to make sure that our parts are built to a high standard, and we do that by using test equipment and test methods to really stress our parts until break. And then we're able to say that our parts will last a certain period of time in a vehicle based off that data. And, there's, if we tie this back into robots, there's robots that are used to build our parts, for the most part. And so those are very consistent in how they build the parts every day. And so we are able to see consistent data on our testing from our side because of that process is so consistent.
Could you guys tell me, can you introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about what you both do?
Well, my name is Daniel Zavala, and I'm currently a co-op at Denso Athens. And my role as an engineer there at Denso is pretty much to support production engineering by helping with fast prototyping or rapid prototyping, and that is mainly doing 3D printing. So how does that relate with like robotics? Pretty much, there's a lot of times where robots need a specific part that will take probably weeks to make. That's where my role plays in. I usually 3D print something or an attachment for that robot, and then I can give that to the other engineers, and then they can continue that robot moving and generating parts.
Sure.
My name is Bryson Grimes. I'm the PE manager for the engineering department at Denso. Our role mainly for robotics for the engineering department is we usually concentrate on bringing in new equipment. We spec out the machinery for whatever product we're going to try to make. Work closely with the machine manufacturer to develop what kind of systems we're going to incorporate on the machine. Is it going to entail a robot? Is it going to, what kind of devices and components we're going to be using to manufacture this? mainly with the robots, we spec out the robots and spec out the end arm tooling, what's going to handle the part. And then we work closely with maintenance as far as the programming and the specking out of those types of devices for production. So
That's really cool.
I started out in maintenance 20 years ago. So I went through the apprenticeship program and everything. So I got went through the apprenticeship and graduated the apprenticeship. So I did the maintenance apprenticeship, which we learned how to work on robots, tear them down, rebuild them, program them, that type of stuff. Then I went back to school and got my bachelor's degree later for mechanical engineering. So most of our certification is basically learned at Denso. I don't have any outside of certifications, but we do have to go through extensive training because Denso makes their own robots, their own brand, and so we had to go through extensive training on how to maintain those, how to break them down, repair them, and program them. That's pretty much what we ended up having to go through.
So for me, I actually went to University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. I have a degree in mechanical engineering. And kind of after that, moving on into Denso, there's some certifications you can get. We do auditing, some IATF, which is some automotive, I guess you can just say auditing standards. Yeah. It just really kind of depends on what you go into because there are plenty of certifications out there, and just depending on your role, it's going to vary.
Yeah.
Yep. So I started out going to Cleveland State Community College and got an industrial technology degree, and then later on went back to Tennessee Wesleyan and actually graduated with a human relations management degree and a general business management degree. And how I got into quality engineering is I started here at Denso in 1996. Wow. And there was an opening in the quality group, and I started kind of learning the background of quality testing and how it works. And over time, I've migrated into the engineering side of it and made it to the manager level of engineering. And currently, I'm responsible for 5 different products down here.
Okay, what would be any advice or words of wisdom you would give students interested in this field?
So I would say, if your school has any kind of extracurricular activities dealing with robotics or any kind of mechatronics type stuff, I would say try to get involved in those courses and after school activities because it'll give you a good basis as to what you're going to be looking at after you get into high school and college, and that'll give you a good avenue of what to look for in your schools if you want to look at going to second advanced education for like a college or something. It'll kind of give you a basis as to what you want to do, and it'll also kind of let you know. It'll kind of give you an idea of what you're more interested in. Am I more interested in programming them? Do I like working with them? Do I like designing? It'll kind of help you break out because there's
not being afraid to talk in front of people because even in those fields, you really have to be able to communicate, and if you can get someone's attention, it really helps, and you can explain your message. So you wouldn't think it, but being a good presenter or being good, and just explaining is really going to benefit you in the long run. So definitely get some practice in public speaking and stuff like that, and you can.
I would say becoming organized at a young age. We find out a lot, especially with Jacob, that being disorganized can cause problems. But if you are a very organized person, you tend to be more efficient. You tend to be able to get to the root cause of problems faster. You kind of streamlines the process. So being organized is big, and kind of to touch on what Jacob said, for me, at a young age, I would have toys that I would just tear apart to see how they worked, and then put them back together, or try to make something else out of them. So, learning how things works at a young age.
You find in the field of robotics are engineering, programming, and maintenance of the machines. A local workplace with an abundance of these positions is actually a school supporter here at PES, Denso. A degree many acquire is engineering for this field, and it's most often a 4-year bachelor's degree from a university. These individuals make an average of $56,000 to $110,000. Robotic technicians and maintenance make an average of $50,000 a year. There are different trainings and certifications someone in this field can obtain too.